I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV, here with the World Series of Poker Commissioner Jeffrey Pollack. Thanks for coming up today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So what's been going on with you?
You know, it's just another day making the world safe for poker. We're winding down. Main event, we get to our final 9 in November 9.
Right.
Sometime Monday, maybe early Tuesday morning. Very excited about that. But it's been a terrific series. Clearly the best World Series of Poker ever. Participation up across the board. Main event, we're up from last year, which is great. But most importantly, the qualitative feedback that we've gotten from players has been really spectacular. Everyone has said
that's what I've heard as well. Yeah.
Everyone said they've just had a great summer, and it's good. I'm glad that's the case. And but you know what I say every year: it's never as good as it will be next year. And
right.
09 will be better.
Well, so now we're halfway through the main event of 08. What's been going on down there? How's everything been going?
It's been terrific. It's funny. I'm always struck by the juxtaposition of our biggest event, and as it plays down, becoming the time where the World Series of Poker actually begins to unwind. So the hallways, the Amazon Ballroom, they already have a very different look and feel. As the field starts to concentrate, there's still some great names in. There's some new faces that are doing really well. So we feel pretty good about it.
Keto, here you are headed into day 5 of the main event. How many chips you have?
I got 300,000 left.
I heard something not too pretty happened on the last hand of the night last night. What went down?
I guess I can say that I play like a donkey. I bluff into a donkey. So I lost like 450K in the last hand.
It's hard to bluff bad players.
Well, one thing I learned about this tournament is don't bluff at them. You have to be patient and wait for a hand. And if you flop the best hand, then you will double up. That's what I learned from this tournament. 2 days, 2 times that I bluffed twice, and I got caught. And that's why I got to play with short stack again. But that's just my style.
There's 150 players left approximately right now, and there are a lot of big-name pros, I think maybe even more so than last year. Do you have any idea of who you think might make it into the final 9?
If I had any insight into who would make it to the final 9 based on where we are today, I think that insight would have zero credibility, or I'd be able to see things that no one else can see. There's really no way to tell at this point. And what I'm happy about is that there are some names. Again, there's some new faces that are doing well. Nice international contingent. I'm not too sure of the exact number left, but if we can end up with a final table that has some people some people you're going to want to get to know, and some folks from a couple of different countries, that would be perfect.
It's been an amazing journey. I really didn't think that I would get this far initially. I was quite happy to be put in. It's a bit of a free roll for me, and Star's been really good to me. And I had a great first day. I had like a storming first day. I had a great table. It was quite, it was a good table for me, and I was able to make a lot of chips, and that was brilliant. And then I came in on day 2, and I just had sort of tough table after tough table after tough table.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it was really incredible. I had a table with like 5 named pros on it out of 9 seats, So
how did you manage to survive through that?
I've learned a lot about changing gears.
Right, very important.
I really tightened up. And actually, I think I had food poisoning the night before as well, and I was up all night throwing up.
Oh, so that helped you.
It did, actually, because then I was like, I wasn't in my usual aggressive self, and I just slowed right down, because I was like thinking, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up.
Did you make it through the day without throwing up?
I did, actually. I was quite pleased with that.
Well played.
Yeah, I had my friend Nick was getting me Pepto-Bismol and stuff, and it was like really quite embarrassing. But
well, I'm glad you made it through.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the strongest aspect of your game? What have you learned through hostessing and talking to all these players?
Ooh, I think it's about finding situations and trying to make good decisions.
Okay.
I think that's really what it is, because you can't, I'm quite an aggressive player generally, but in this tournament, I've been such a nit. I've never played like such a nit, and it's unbelievably frustrating. But the tables that I've been at the last couple of days, I've had to, because they're, I'm sitting at a table yesterday with, where almost everyone has like 600,000. A lot of people have over 1 million K, and I've got 300K. And that's it. And they're incredibly aggressive. And they're, bet, raise, re-raise, re-raise.
Right.
Someone pushes all in, someone folds, someone shows 6-4 bluff on the river. It's like, wow, masterclass in poker. But
of course,
with 300K, you kind of just tighten up.
So what are you anticipating for the November 9? Is that going to take place here at the Rio?
It is. We haven't announced exactly where yet, but it will be in the Rio.
And will there be spectators?
Absolutely. There will be spectators, room for people to come and watch both nights of play, because it is two days. It's
They're going to
November
stop
9th.
when it gets the heads up, correct?
Right. So everyone will start play again on November 9th. They'll play down from 9 to 2. Heads up will start late on the 10th, end sometime early in the morning on the 11th, and then we air on ESPN the night of the 11th.
Just like I always say, I don't get chips by luck or anything else. It's just by sheer skill.
Sheer skill, of course.
I have great tables, and I was very patient. And once I realized what I have on the table, who I'm playing against, then I kind of pick my spots accordingly. I was just very, very patient. Around 500,000. I stood there for like about 4 hours.
Wow.
And I just hang around until I get that break. And because of the amount of hands I play, like I said, I always get a lot of action, so it's
That
pretty
works.
good.
Have you been getting good table draws?
Great tables. Oh my God, this is a Dream World Series for me. I've never had so much nice tables. I mean, always there's one or two players that I have to look for, but that's still good as against having to look for 5 or 6 players.
Right.
I know as it gets deeper, it's going to get more difficult, but right now, it's great. So I'm going to go with the flow.
So what are you thinking right now? The field is so, I mean, obviously, so many people started in the tournament. There's only about 200 players left. What's that like to just be this deep in this tournament?
You know what? I have such a game plan for the past few tournaments I played. Sometimes I used to think, God, 6,000 players or 500 players.
It seems
I don't do
unfathomable,
that.
right?
Yeah, I just don't even worry about that stuff and stats and average chips.
No.
I don't believe in none of that stuff. What I believe in is I'm playing one session, another session, another session, another session, another session, and that's one day's play. And that's all I'm thinking about.
That makes a lot of sense.
Getting through a day, getting through a day, getting through a session. That's all I think about.
Well, what do you anticipate these 9 players that will be doing for the next few months? Do you think that they'll go back to their homes and do their regular jobs? I mean, I know they'll all be paid out in 9th place money, correct?
Right, so about $900,000.
So do you think they'll just be smothered with media, or what do you think is going to happen with these guys? Like you said, it's uncharted territory.
It depends on who they are. It depends on what they want. And I think if there's a pro, life probably will not change too much. There should be, I hope there will be a lot more publicity and media focus. But if you're someone who's never played in the World Series before, come from really out of the blue, and it's your first encounter with a celebrity, it's going to be very different. So again, that's why the best thing we can do is really set up sort of this support infrastructure, which we're doing. Someone on my staff will be their sort of, go-to day-to-day point person, and everyone, all the key folks at the Rio and on my staff, everyone's going to get a chance to meet each other before they leave on Tuesday and make sure that we've already started to build some relationships. So again, because there are so many unknowns, we just want them to have that sense of really warmth from us. It's not often you hear about a big multinational corporation wanting to be warm.
Network.
But in this instance, I think it's imperative that we are.
Well, it sounds like you have some really well-laid plans, and we're looking forward to seeing them executed.
It's going to be an adventure for all of us.
Thanks so much for stopping by today, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Thanks.
Lizzie Harrison with Jeffrey Pollack for Card Player TV.